to Direct Edition. I'm Iyare and we're here back with our friends at A Place in Space on London Shaftesbury Avenue to bring you 5 brand new comics from this week's new releases. So stay exactly where you are and we'll show you what's new. So I thought we'd start this week with this. Wonder Woman The Furies issue 1. It's a 3-part mini-series tying in with Flashpoint, and what this does, it explains where the animosity between the Amazons and the Atlanteans comes from, and that's really kind of an intriguing, well-worked soap opera-y kind of a story. Do you know what I mean? There's betrayal, there's mistrust, there's a bit of action in there as well, so it's a good fun read, great art as well. Probably not one of the comics of the year, but no less enjoyable for that. So check it out. This is Wonder Woman and the Furies, issue number 1, out this week on DC. So next up this week, Robert Bloch's That Hellbound Train, issue number 1 on IDW. Now essentially what we've got here, to sum it up, is a Faustian type of story, i.e. man makes deal with the devil. But this has got enough of a twist and enough of its own flavour that you won't have seen it all before. And, you know, the art kind of adds to the whole atmosphere of the story. But what I thought was really cool about this was that it spends enough time building up a degree of sympathy with the protagonist that you realise that he's not all a bad guy and you're rooting with him quite earnestly and quite honestly for him to kind of, you know, outdo the devil. And hopefully that's what we'll get to see as this series progresses, though who knows. First issue though, very good, highly recommended. Robert Bloch's That Hellbound Train, out this week. So next up this week, the latest issue of one of my favourite ongoing series. This is issue 80 of Invincible, out on Image Comics. Robert Kirkman, what can you say about this guy? He is a great writer, and you think this is going to be one of those lull issues now that the Viltrumite War is over and essentially Invincible's found out from his girlfriend Eve all the stuff that was going on with her while he was away fighting alien beings. You think, okay, so this is going to be that he's going to get down to the comic book shop, pick up his comics, and it'll all be that kind of nice, kind of character-driven episode. But Kirkman is like, it gives us a lot of that and leads you down one route and then gives you a massive kind of shocking twist at the end of the book. I mean, really, really good stuff. As ever, fantastic art, top writing, can't fault it. Invincible, issue 80 is out this week. So next to come off the shelf this week is this. This is Avengers 14, which is tying in with Fear itself, Marvel's universe-spanning event that's going on this summer. And essentially what we see here is Brian Michael Bendis and John Romita Jr. telling us the story of the aftermath of seeing Avengers member Ben Grimm taken over by one of these kind of fearsome hammers that's dropped to Earth. And we see stellar art, as we'd expect, from John Romita Jr. and Brian Michael Bendis lays out the story in an interesting way, but taking us like back in time a little bit and showing us what happens as Ben Grimm in his new kind of evil form battles the Red Hulk. Quality comic book writing and art here, highly recommended. This is Avengers 14 tying in with Fear itself. So I thought we'd finish this week on this, Kirby Genesis, issue number 1, out on Dynamite Comics. And what's really cool about this is that it's based on the ideas and characters of Jack Kirby and been modernised and brought up to date and taken over by new creators. And what's lovely about this is we see this geeky protagonist Kirby and his much cooler, more popular best mate Bobby, who's a very hot girl. And we see them kind of witness the explosion of myth and aliens and sci-fi all at once, all over the world, and what effect that has on the world. It's just a really good, fun sci-fi fantasy romp, and well worthy of the Kirby kind of title. They've done well in keeping up a standard that maybe the great man would approve of himself. So check it out, Kirby Genesis, issue number 1, out this week. So that's pretty much all we've got time for this week. Thank you so much for being with us. We'll be back with more new comics next week. Until then, though, make sure you follow the show on Twitter. on YouTube. And of course, check us out on our brand new blog where the Mast will be posting loads of cool stuff. Between now and then, also, if you need any comics, check out our friends here at A Place in Space. You can get yourselves down to the store here at Shaftesbury Avenue, or check them out online at their eBay store. Here's the address. Okay, that's pretty much all of it. That's everything. I think I've covered everything. Oh yeah, that's pretty much the lot. All right, peace out.